All right, guys, so here we are. This is going to be an update on the Dakota build. Where we left off, we had done this entire rear frame section back here. We coated everything inside where these two were seamed together and put this in. Prior to that, we had done the complete installation all the way up to the factory seam point up here with this back half of the frame. So at this point, I've got the leaf springs are all coated with rust proof, differential, drums, everything's put back together, shims are in. I've got to make two of these spring brackets for the back of the springs. I've got them here somewhere. Got the exhaust set in, back to the tailpipes. So the muffler's in, and we made new brake lines for going from the wheel cylinder over, and then we've got new brake line coming up, vent tubes in, sway bars in, sway bar links, shocks are in. So basically the rear end is put together. We've got this stuff reassembled in the back, and I've got the hinge just hanging on here right now for measurements. And from there, the plan now is to probably weld these brackets back together that I just dropped, but you can see where it's broke here. So I'm going to weld that back together just to reuse them. Now the plan is to clean all this up, set it down, pull the front radiator support and stuff out of the front of it, and then get ready to lift the motor and transmission up out of the truck. My goal is to get those out, get them separated, get the motor hung on the stand and ready to go. So I'm gonna jump into it and I'll update you as progress goes. All right, I'm gonna give you a quick update. So basically what it comes down to is we've got everything stripped. Wiring harness is off of it, coolant's out, drive shafts are disconnected. Still got to unbolt the exhaust, but once I unbolt it from the manifolds, we'll be ready to lift the whole assembly out. I'm gonna take engine, transmission, everything up as one whole unit, raise it up, and I'm just gonna roll the chassis out from under it, set it down, separate everything out. I'll put my transmission on a dolly so I can roll it around and move it wherever I need to. The engine will go on the stand, and then we'll start tearing it down for rebuild. So stick with me and we'll lift this thing out of here. All right, so here we are. Basically we've got everything in. Disconnected everything. All wiring harness is already pulled out. I use straps on the engine and transmission hooked onto the lift arms. I don't have an engine puller that's strong enough to get all of this at one time. It's too much weight on the back end with the transfer case and stuff. So I opted to do it this way. Done this before. Put a strap underneath the oil pan, strap underneath the transmission. We're gonna hit the up button and see what happens. All right, guys, there it is. Engine, transmission assembly pulled out as one big chunk. We got the rest of our frame section left. I'm gonna degrease everything up front, pressure wash it down good. Once we get cleaned, we're gonna rust coat it just like we did everything else with the rust shell. I have to say this is the first time I've used rust shell. I prefer it now over POR 15. The POR 15 does good. It lays a little bit smoother. It's a little thinner, but the rust shell just seems to just go on and adhere so much better. Once it's cured, it's on there. It ain't coming off. And that's my whole goal, is to coat everything up front here, get all this stuff coated down, and that way we don't have to worry about it rusting. Then from there, this is Dakota build part 4. Next video will be separating these two apart, getting this mounted on the stand, tearing it down to see what we got and what we're gonna need. The goal is to go through this, put whatever we need to put in it, I know we're gonna need timing chain. I know we're gonna need valve stem seals. I know we'll need head gaskets. We'll probably put a set of lifters in it. We'll flip it over, pull a pan, check the rod and main bearings in it, make sure the pump strainer's clean, check everything over real good, and then put it back together, and then we'll hang it back up just like this with the two pieces assembled, set it right back in and bolt it up. So guys, listen, I appreciate y'all tuning in. It means a lot when y'all watch these videos. It just kind of motivates me to keep going and keep making more. So definitely drop comments or questions down below. Give us a thumbs up. We appreciate those. Hit the subscribe button and tick that bell so you get notified when we release new videos. Appreciate you tuning in.